some of the other news coming out of LA that I think you kind of touched on a little bit earlier was T Grizzley's house being robbed for over $1 million worth of jewelry and cash. Um, you know, what do you think when you see something like that?
Oh man, 1,000 thoughts flood my mind. Of course, off top, being of the mind frame I am, I think about the fact that, I could be saluting and happy that T Grizzly done hit a lick on the system. Never rule that out. Salute to him if that's the case. Outside of
A lot
that,
of people think that. A lot of people think that because, you got the tax benefits, you got the new jewelry, you got all types of stuff. But I'm sure he really got robbed though. But
I mean, I would like to say me as well. So we're going to talk about it from that perspective. And if that be the case, my thoughts are it's ironic that, rest in peace, PnB Rock. I was just talking to my boy Cash Daddy from Philly earlier today. Shout out to Cash Daddy and Bino, my Philly fam. But I find it highly ironic that PnB Rock was reportedly out here to celebrate with dude and met such a tragic loss of his life. And then so shortly thereafter is a headline where old boy is involved with such and such. I find that ironic, bro. I don't want to make a unwarranted connection between the two incidents, but I find that highly ironic. Especially when it's being that this is a residence of T Grizzly that's local, that has never experienced this before. And then when his wedding guests get killed and before a week pass, his house is burglarized.
yeah, it's crazy, man. It's ironic, definitely, man. I just don't understand why he doesn't have an alarm system. You know what I'm saying? From what I read in the headlines, they, went in a window or something and, went right on in. It was kind of crazy, not and they lived in a really expensive area, outside of LA.
Ironic. I know this is unique to my personal experience, but you say that, bro. Let me tell you, my father worked for Pacific Bell the majority of my life. He actually retired after 30-year pension type shit. So growing up, my daddy was the phone man. And there was a time in my life, once again, when my brother became a young nigga that was out here on his shit, hitting licks on a regular basis. Part of the whole process with my father being a phone man is him showing him what wires to cut for the alarm. That's so simple. And yeah, so like alarm, niggas that get down, well, the way we view alarms, they know, they got a whole other concept of alarms. They know exactly the response time. They know all type of shit, and they know how to do shit to buy. We coming from just a person, but niggas that's into it, they know shit about alarm. They don't really like being able to get around the alarm. Don't surprise me for something like that. Niggas that do this shit be really getting down, bro. They got counter intel.
Do you think there's a lot of people that are that deep in it that know the intricate details of it and everything?
Bro. And I'm announcing this to you as it's news and to the listeners, but this is no news to law enforcement. I'll say it kind of started dying down about 5 years ago, but from about 5 years ago to about 10 to 15 years back, there was a wave of, that's all the ghetto, that was the number one hustle in the ghetto, was leaving the ghetto, going to fine, rich areas and breaking in. They call it flocking. It was an epidemic. You think that fucking snatch and grabs was an epidemic like during COVID, after COVID? There is nothing comparable to how there was a influx of breaking and entering in residential areas from like the year 2000 up until like I say about 5 years ago. Cuz every and anybody, yeah. And then for that being the reason, the tricks of the trade became a lot more common knowledge because so many people were getting involved. From every hood, from Compton to LA, Crips, Bloods, the number one hustle was flocking. So just think, it was a time in the 80s where the number one thing was having crack. So there became a time where the number one illegal source of income in our areas was people to leave and go breaking houses. And laws changed real quick to where that's not that popular no more.
Oh, really?
You know what?
What they changed in the laws?
Oh yeah, yo, just think about it. Think about it. I mean, all the affluential areas you can imagine in Southern California, these were the targets. They go, they try to just camouflage themselves as well as they can as someone that may be in this area conducting some type of respectful business. Knock, try to find someone not home, and they was in that thing. And it was an epidemic of, I don't even know how to describe it to you. Like, all the locals know, but I'm pretty sure you from the IE, you have heard the term flocking.
Oh yeah, no, I know what you're talking about, bro. Yeah.
But it was taking place at epidemic proportions out here with throughout the most of the last decade and a half.
Okay. A lot of the times I ask questions for the people who might not be from LA or the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Just for the
Your
fans.
conversation style is so casual, and I be forgetting we working at times, my nigga.
For sure, bro. Appreciate that.
Yep.